Hey, folks. We're really excited tonight.
We're excited to be here with you to answer all the questions that you've sent to us about our new film, You Are All Around You.
We get a lot of questions. A lot of people wondering, what have you been up to? And when y'all found out that we've been working on a film, it just there's a lot to respond to. So we're trying to do that.
The love, we've been feeling a lot of love, and we've been feeling a lot of praise, and we've been also been giving a lot of praise to ourselves for the love that you've been giving to us, and we accept it graciously. We'd like to answer all of your questions here tonight about the new film. It is currently being wrapped up. We're sort of talking about what we're going to do for distribution.
A lot of post. We're in post.
Yeah,
is what they call it.
It's what you do after you've done the thing you've been the proudest of in your entire life. We have been working on You Are All Around You, which is the title of our debut film, for the last how long has it been?
3.
I think it's been the last 3. So we're gonna just get right to the questions. We will spare no time. Thanks so much for writing them in. We really appreciate it. Again, these are questions about our big movie, which is about to be released, titled "You Are All Around You." It's a blue collar drama from Choose Yourself Studios. First question. This comes all the way from Tokyo, Japan. Why a movie? Why did we make this movie?
Well, I think to get to the first part of the question, not just this movie, but a movie, it's since I've been a child and knowing him since a child, movies seem to be the most relatable and transferable medium for a message.
Yeah.
Books take too long.
No thanks. No
TV
thank
shows little too concise. Yeah. A movie allows us to extend our kind of our full mission in a creative format, I guess.
I would say that I would say the format of film is definitely creative, Chris. I think you're right. One
of the things I love about it.
Yeah, one of the things I love about being a maker is that I like creating what is made, and it's not easy. It starts from square one, which I like to call square zero, but that's a little joke we have around the film lot of when we're in the middle of shooting You Are All Around You.
Yeah,
people think I'm hilarious there because I say things like that all the time.
Yeah, and I can attest to that, and I think what we kind of try to instill in our crew, a lot of our grips, is that they're there for themselves too. Because this is how they live. So we've also been able to fund families and livelihoods because we've hired people for this film, and by way of that, they've been able to live. Really, this has been something that's kept people alive.
I mean, when we first opened up the questions about the new project, about You Are All Around You, the first group of questions, we told the crew about it first. We told all the grips, and the first batch of questions we got were just from the crew, and they were basically just questions like, why is your heart so big to put food on my family's table?
Exactly.
Why are you so generous to give us the weekends off? Why are you... why do you care about us so much? What is wrong with you?
And it was a tough answer because,
frankly, I didn't want to give them weekends.
Well, yeah,
it's a union thing.
And we didn't care about them because we're focusing here on ourselves. But what's cool is that it, as you guys know from the program, it's a contagious thing. Is that when someone chooses themselves, you look at them and you say, I want to be like that. And so I think a lot of the people kind of came in and learned from us about how to just kind of go in and do their jobs so they could come home with that paycheck.
When you make a project, when you make a project the greatest thing that anyone who's working on it has ever done, you put your whole self into it, and when you put your whole self into a project, when everyone's putting themselves into a project like You Are All Around You, by choosing the project, they are choosing themselves. That's right.
They're finding a pride in themselves that they kind of weren't able to.
They were nothing before this.
Right.
I mean,
they were just mere grips, and now but they were grips on You Are All Around You. So that's kind of like different than saying. Like, just what that means on a resume, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we went out there, we hit the strip, we tried to hire nobodies. I mean, we hired people that didn't even know what a camera was. We hired people that didn't, that there were language barriers. So we hired people that we hired some people that weren't even alive. We went around to the graveyards and just put paychecks on their graves because we felt that they had contributed to the program. To You Are All Around You, the new movie. Let's get to our next question. This one comes all the way from New York City. Thanks, Jason, for writing in.
Hey, we're hoping to come to New York sometime soon.
Yeah, we're thinking of having our 4th, 5th premiere near there.
We love New York.
Near there.
Yeah.
It's a little icky there. Who is this film for? Tell me how you see your audience being.
It's a hard question because, I mean, we're doers.
I'm going to stop you right there. I want to note that the hard questions are often the most important.
And that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
And as doers, we often do before we even think about what comes after. Yeah. I mean, when we did this movie because we believed in it. Mm-hmm. And so this kind of, as our audience, this is a challenge to you to kind of admit to yourself that you can handle what we're putting out there, because I don't know who it's for. I made it for me.
Yeah, it's tough because, I mean, you know, sometimes I've had dreams about this movie. I've had daydreams about this movie. You know, I do a lot of meditating about on this movie now that it's finished, and sort of processing it. And if I were to think about who would be in the audience of You Are All Around You, it really, I mean, I think it would probably just be me. I'd like to sit back and appreciate all the work I've put into it.
Right.
Because it's been forever, you know.
I think, and also, I mean, speaking of like imagining an audience, the furthest I've gone there is I just imagine a full one. I imagine packed houses. I imagine big theaters. I'm imagining 1,000, 2,000 type seat theaters, kind of the theaters that we don't find anymore. Yeah. Just filled to the I'm lines out that I want people turned away. I want you to come back tomorrow because you didn't get in.
Right. This is an arena film. You know, this is a film made for the masses. This is a film made for as many eyes that can see it, and we will force it on people if we have to, because we believe in the message.
Right.
But I think that really what it's about is everyone being there together alone, like being there on their own. And
honestly, sorry.
It's just that if I want people, when I imagine this premiere, I want not just a red carpet, but sort of like a red, just like the whole room would be red.
Right. And in an ideal world, which is like part of what we're trying to create.
Yeah.
But
it starts with you. It starts with me.
Acknowledging limitations is, in my ideal world, I wish there were enough theaters that everyone could watch it in a one-person theater on their own.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about. It's about you.
So do your best when you go and see the film, when you are in the audience of You Are All Around You, just try and, like, make your own space, because it's for you and you alone. It's for me and me alone, and it's for him and him alone. Mm-hmm. It's for we and we alone.
Bring your blinders. Put them right on the side of your face.
I think we're going to move right along to our next question. This is the third question of our Q&A for our upcoming film, You Are All Around You. Do you see this film becoming a big deal? This is actually one that we wrote ourselves. This is a question that we wrote.
Yeah. Because it's a question that we asked ourselves from the start, because it needs to be a big deal.
We don't try anything that we don't know will be a big deal.
Yeah, I think also different interpretations of that same question. We're striking a lot of big deals. A lot of big companies are interested. A lot of big distributors. A lot of big producers. Ever heard of a guy named Martin Scorsese?
Yeah, Scorsese is really fascinated in what we have to offer to the industry, which is no experience. It's
fresh.
Scorsese is looking at us and asking, what can these two guys do? And the movie's going to speak for itself.
Mm-hmm. I think we remind him of the people that he used to kind of overpower, and that time's kind of over. It's time for people with fresh ideas.
Yeah. We remind him of the guy that he gets his coffee from in the morning, the guy that taught him that killer workout, that gave him that sweet bod. We remind him of the way he was when he was nobody at all. Mm-hmm. Which in my eyes he still is.
We're gonna make him nobody.
Yeah. We're coming for you, Scorsese. Question number 4. How much time do you spend together to develop your ideas? Where does yourself, Sam, meet yourself, Chris, and how do you separate them?
Well, I kind of see it like that's what brought us together, is our individuality.
Yeah.
Since we were young kids, we were the big people in the room that people looked to.
Yeah.
At soccer, he was the guy that put the orange peel in his mouth and did the smile, and I was the guy that sucked all the cream out of the Twinkie. It was a competition. It was, and so
we were always getting at each other's throats, and a lot of the times it meant literally. Sometimes I would just see him, and I'd see him doing that stupid cream thing, and I would just I wanted to see the life flicker in his eyes, mm-hmm. Because I wanted him to fear me and my dominance.
And he brought me so close to heaven a few times. I did see a light. I saw a higher power. But what's funny about that higher power is the only face I saw in God was my own. Mm-hmm. And so kind of when I came back to Earth, I realized this, and it was kind of a cool thing where we realized that our power as our own selves, I wouldn't even say it's necessarily joined, but when it's next to each other, it's magnifying.
Yeah, it's a power that's never together. It's side by side. It's sort of like two people pushing each other so hard that when one person points slightly in the other direction, it goes way off course,
right,
and that's just that's sort of the physics of our connection.
Yeah, and I guess and how do we separate them? You guys always see us together, but I mean we spend months alone, apart from each other.
Yeah, we lead very separate lives.
It becomes such a magnifying force when we join, because it's kind of a build. It's kind of a froth.
Yeah.
I spend my time in one part of the country. He spends it in another, and we meet, and we come up with films, with a whole entire film that we did in 3.
Yeah. You Are All Around You. God, it's just, I can't wait for you to see this movie. You Are All Around You is a combination of Northwest and Southeast. It's a little bit of smoked salmon. It's a little bit of shrimp. It's a little bit of pine trees. It's a little bit of swamp. It's a little bit of everything that you love about this country, about this globe that we are dancing on. You will find flourishing and having new life. We've created a new world, is what I'm trying to say, and we hope you join us on our new world that we have named You Are All Around You. The next question: who are your influences? Are you your own influence? What is your favorite way that you've influenced your own work? I know that my favorite way that I've influenced the work that we've put into You Are All Around You. I love that I wrote it, that we wrote it. I love that we directed it. I love that we starred in it. I love that we produced it. Yep. We were inspired by our inability or our lack of experience and our willingness to push our own boundaries, to stretch and grow as leaders and as changers and choosers.
Exactly, and our inability to stop. I mean, the kind of the kinetic energy that some of you guys felt in the town of New Orleans back in June when we kind of debuted our program, and a lot of people felt leaving changed. Change turns with this world, and we feel the world turning all around us. You are all around you. You help the world turn, and so I think the movie kind of made itself. Like who is my influence? My influence is a incredible energy I feel to never stop what I believe in.
Yeah, our influence making this movie was the movie. It was sort of like a snake eating another snake.
Exactly.
Question number 6. This one comes all the way from South Africa.
Shosholoza.
Tell me about your childhoods. Were your parents together? My childhood was full of a lot of choices. Now, I cannot tell you how many times Ma would come down the stairs ringing that dinner bell going, "Who wants spaghetti?" And that sounds like a choice, but it really never was. We had spaghetti almost every night. It's incredibly high carb and, frankly, not something that you should feed your children as often as we were fed spaghetti. I mean, there was certainly always food on the table, but did I have a choice on what food was on the table? No. And that really, breaking free of that spaghetti nightmare really helped me find my first choice, and now I eat a lot of salads, I eat a lot of raw food.
Yeah. My childhood was also a similar lack of choice, and I think that's why we kind of were opened up by presenting our own selves with the possibility of choosing. There were some days where I didn't have a choice. I didn't eat, and the first time I went into a Subway and I saw all those choices and knew that I could create my own world. When I think about a meatball sub, I know they gave me the meatballs first. But I didn't have to put Parmesan on it.
It's okay.
I put American cheese on my meatball sub because I get those choices.
When the thing about Subway is that they have a name for each sandwich, and yet you can say, "Hey, I want a BLT," and then the next thing they say to you is, "What do you want on that?" That is the type of choice that we want every business to give you, is the choice to choose your own choices. Just because the name of your sandwich is turkey pesto or whatever the fuck, it does not mean that you have to stick to the boundaries that life gives you.
The name is turkey pesto, but the person that gets to own it is you.
You're the only one eating that sandwich. At least I know when I'm going to Subway, I ain't sharing.
Don't share.
I'm not sharing my ways.
We all gotta eat. So eat for yourself. Wow, that actually... No one's ever asked us about...
Yeah, that dug up a lot.
I appreciate you guys for caring, and I appreciate myself for being willing to open up like that.
Yeah, thanks to Tammy from Cape Town.
Yeah.
What are your greatest fears about this film? Is it too daring?
That's another one that we wrote.
Yeah, we continue to ask the reason we include it in this interview is because we need to continue to ask ourselves that question, because sometimes on set we do have to sort of stop and wonder, is this going to change the world too much? Are people ready for this amount of truth?
Right. Like we said, the world turns, but how fast do we want to turn it?
Yeah. When you have the key, how much do you unlock? You know, when you have the key to the city, are you going to go to the bank and say, hey, everybody, hop in, you know, take as much as you want? No, it's the responsibility you hold as a chooser and a changer is that you get to choose what you change. So no, I don't think this is too daring, because we're the ones behind the wheel. We're the ones driving the car. And that car is full of airbags, has a couple of seat belts.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, this is kind of a humbling thing to say. Is it too daring? I think it's too late. I hate to admit it, but it's been such a long time coming.
Yeah.
You know, like, really, it's kind of like, tick, tick, the train's supposed to show up, and that train you've been waiting for your whole life it's right around the corner.
Finally coming around the bend.
Yeah.
Bend. Okay, we got 3 more questions for you. The first of which is, many have accused you guys of being cultish, posing as gurus of sorts. How do you respond to these claims? This is a question that is a little bit outside of the specific conversation we wanted to have with you all about you are all around you, but it's a question that we found very important and wanted to answer for you. Do we what is it?
Gurus, cults,
something about
anything like that.
Being accused of being gurus or cults. I have a question for you in response to that. What is a guru? Right. What is a cult? If a guru is somebody that changes the world in the way that they wish to see it, I mean, be the change you wish to see in the world. Gandhi, was he a guru? Was he leading some sort of cult?
Yeah, and I think it's also important to mention that how can something that focuses on yourself be a cult? A cult is a collective, right, with one head at the top. All we're trying to teach is you're your own cult.
Yeah, like, and like for like very little cost. Like we're not looking to be like billionaires out of this. We're not trying to like bleed you dry for your money. We would just like compensation for showing you what you already knew. Right. Is that wrong?
This movie is going to be probably... Most movies go for 15 at the box office. We think it deserves 20, so...
20 to 25
$. So it's going to be 25, and then there's just like also kind of the benefit insurance, kind of the convenience fee that you might get when you order from Amazon.com.
Right.
We're tacking on that because...
love you guys at Amazon, by the way. If you're watching,
thank you so much, Amazon.
Thank you. God, you saved us. Yeah. You saved us. They came to us in our hour of need.
Yeah.
You are all around you would not exist without Amazon.com.
Yeah, Amazon.com, Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
There's a little bit of a fee. So the movie, to get into the theater to see You Are All Around You, it's going to cost you $25. That's everywhere. There are no exceptions.
Yeah. But it's also no one's getting the a larger benefit of the deal. This is all equal.
Yeah. No, yeah. Because everyone, we're paying $25 to see it every time we go and see it, and I plan to go and see it. And where do you think that money's going? It's not going... I mean, most of it's going back to us.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to spend that $25 again to go see it again because it's that good.
And we believe in our dream so much that we've put a lot more than $25 into this. So, and we're not even asking for your thanks on that. That was just something that we were willing to do with the help of Amazon.com.
Yeah.
As well as some other big deal investors.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this movie couldn't be what it was without the kindness that we've earned for giving what we've given so far. So this... We want to make sure that you walk in the theater, you pay $25. We have our own special popcorn that you could buy, okay, with many, many different types of flavored butter, okay? At every movie theater there's going to be a popcorn stand, there's going to be a choose yourself popcorn stand, there's going to be a You Are All Around You popcorn stand. We encourage you to purchase that popcorn, please, and we encourage you to also you have to sign a little thing that makes sure that if you walk out of the movie and you don't say you like it, you owe us an extra $25 because we are trying to spread the message. You're allowed to not like it. It's just going to cost you a little extra.
Yeah.
We're not asking for much, people, for how much we're giving you.
$25 extra for keeping your mind closed is kind of like a
it's a good deal.
Fee.
Yeah.
And also, it's an interactive experience. We're offering you multiple kinds of popcorn. You make that choice. We're encouraging you to make a certain choice. We want you to make the choice, but you're already choosing to do things that we hope you choose, that we've chose, which is going to see this film.
Yeah. 2 more questions. If you could make any movie, would it be this movie? Why or why not? We thought about making a lot of different types of movies.
It's just the first one.
We're not going to go too far into what's up our sleeve or at Choose Yourself Productions. Let's just say that we got enough funding for You Are All Around You that we are planning on making this a sort of expansive universe. Mm-hmm. This is a franchise. This is just part 1. This is chapter 1.
Yeah. This is like if you took Air Jordans, Disneyland, and Lay's potato chips and put it into a movie, and then what comes out of that movie as well.
Yeah.
The franchise.
Yeah, I mean, Disneyland then went on to Disney World, then they went on to Euro Disney, etc. Lay's chips went from classic to sour cream and onion to salt and vinegar.
Now we're at barbecue.
We aren't stopping at You Are All Around You. Choose Yourself Studios is taking this as a first step, and the first step is always the one that feels the hardest, but it's the one that gets you going.
Yeah.
This is our last question for today. Thanks so much for listening and watching along.
We weren't going to do this, but kind of the excitement that came out of when we first announced this film, we felt like we needed to honestly try to keep a distance from our fans because it's about you. It should be about you. It's not about us. But it is about, we're choosing ourselves as well. But we thought we would kind of reach out to you guys out of just kind of our everlasting humbleness.
Yeah, our everlasting humbleness. We know that what we really are is, you can't even see it anymore. It's up here. But we're meeting you down here because we know that we would be not nothing without you. We'd be fine probably.
Yeah.
But
did great up until now.
Yeah, but honestly, if depending on how this whole movie works out, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But we found it so flattering that you were so excited enough to send in your questions about You Are All Around You. This is our last question. Lastly, people are dying to know, do you have love in your life? Is your work your love? Is there anyone else to thank for your success?
Well, honestly, I don't mean to attack the person who asked that question.
That was Jody. That was Jody out of Marfa, Texas.
Marfa. Jody, have you learned anything from our program, or have you spent any time with our program?
Have you picked up a pamphlet?
Yeah.
Have you clicked on a link for a website? Have you heard? How did you find out about us?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Because what that question says to me is an absolute lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
Of what our program is about, and we're always about welcoming new people and teaching them our mission. But it seems to join into this Q&A, you would have had to know anything at all, and to ask us who we credit for our success, if it could be anyone else, if it could be loves in our lives, you're forgetting that we did it.
Yeah, see, I mean, I'm just spitballing here. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We've had a couple conversations. We have a couple buds in some interesting and important places. And say we were to get nominated for, let's say, an Oscar.
Academy Award.
Yeah, an Academy Award. I'm just going to say the word. I'm going to just shout out to my friend Oscar. I hope to see you soon. If we got nominated for an Oscar, and let's just say, the music plays, the drum roll happens, and it's the directors, producers, writers, and actors of You Are All Around You win Best Picture for 2018. 2019, sorry. Our acceptance speech would be very short.
I mean, Morgan Freeman, $1 Million Baby type short. Oh, we got one person joined us.
Do you have any questions? I mean, we just honestly, it's a little late to the game.
Yeah.
We just sort of finished up our Q&A.
We're gonna sign off here in a minute, but
yeah.
We invite you to start from the top and see what you can learn.
Well, we'll fill you in real quick. We got a lot of questions flooding in about our new movie that we're releasing soon called You Are All Around You. It's a blue-collar drama about the choices you make.
Probably already heard of it.
Yep, it's sort of, I'm not going to call it a big deal, but it's a large deal. And we're just sort of answering questions that people have sent in to us. And we were, sure, if you want to just pop in late, that's fine. Do you have any questions about the film?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, we've been talking a lot. We'd like to get some... something from our audience.
Yeah.
From our loving audience. Any questions about our film?
It's nice that someone's watching.
Yeah. We got a film coming out if you have any questions.
Yeah, it's going to be...
released... We did it in 3.
It's a featured... It's going to be a featured film.
Yeah, we're releasing it very soon.
We can't tell you what it's about because we don't think that would be. We want you to get the whole shebang for your ticket price. If you're paying $25 to see this movie, plus a $25 popcorn fee and a $25 fee to make sure that you like it and don't say anything bad about it ever.
Well, that's only a fee if you don't like it.
Yeah, so what does that rack up to? So say if you see the film, you have the popcorn fee, and you don't like it, that's a $75 movie ticket. We don't want to give anything away because
we know the value of our work.
Yeah,
and honestly, this is like half off.
Yeah,
because
this could be a $175 movie, but we are making it half.
What Amazon.com valued it at is double what we're pricing it at.
Yeah, yeah. We told the big boys at Amazon, like, hey. We appreciate your support. We appreciate the funding, but we are going to name the price of what the people pay to see this masterpiece.
Yeah, half off would be a quarter off, really, if we were half off what we're doing now.
And I don't want to get into the math because math has never been a part of my art. It's never been a part of my life. It gives me a headache, frankly. But if you have any questions about the movie, please ask them because otherwise we're going to leave.
Never been much for talking. Want to sign out?
Guess we're signing off.
Hey, thanks so much, everybody, for joining us.
All of
we
you.
appreciate the excitement.
So much love to you.
We're so excited to show ourselves what we've done.
Yeah.
And if you want to come along to it, it'd be great.
Go ahead and join us at the theater, and we can't wait to see you there. But please don't sit too close to us because it's gonna be kind of an important moment for us, and it might get a little emotional. So
yeah, if you don't want tears in your popcorn, well, you'd probably be your own tears in your popcorn.
Yeah, can't really avoid that when you're watching our new movie. You are all around you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Looking forward to seeing you there.